Welcome back at 7:19 right now, and here's an interesting thought for you. Several people around the world know who you are, and they have access to your personal information at the touch of a button. Feel safe? Probably not. Identity theft is a big problem these days, and it is becoming bigger as the days go by. So here to give us some tips on how to protect yourself from identity theft is the author of The Silent Crime, Mr. Michael McCoy. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, it is my pleasure. Now, I got to tell you, I'm reading this book about identity theft. Great read, by the way.
Thank you.
It's incredibly scary how easy it is for someone to steal all of your personal information.
Yeah, certainly it is, and unfortunately, it's usually at the fault of the individual, and unknowingly. You know, we are very loose with our information, our non-public information, and MPI information, and it's just lack of knowledge. You know, the ignorance of the subject of identity theft. It's still fairly new.
Absolutely. I mean, now here's something that you actually have in here that really shocked me. We've got a person who wrote in a question to you, said, "What do I do when I become a victim of identity theft?" And the answer is pray. I mean, that's how difficult it is when something happens to you, right?
That's right. You know, it's absolutely impossible, in my opinion, to stop from becoming a victim of identity theft. Not a question of if, it's when. And so I jokingly say pray. But without the right measures in place, you know, some type of service monitoring service or protection service, you're left to praying.
Absolutely. Now, when you're talking about monitoring services, what ones are you talking about? And like things like, you know, it's called like LifeLock. Are those worth the money you spend on them? Do they help?
You bring up a specific product, LifeLock, and I have my own opinion within the book about LifeLock. LifeLock is a good. It has value. It's a good product, but what they're doing is very basic, and it's a reactive policy more so than a proactive policy. Prepaid legal services with the Identity Theft Shield is a very proactive policy, and so in the back of my book I do a lengthy comparison, and we go through the difference between reactive policies and proactive policies, and why there's a cost difference as well. So you know, you could go from a free service, doing things on your own, simple things, to paying $5 or $10 for a service like LifeLock, or paying $12.95 or $13 for a product like Prepaid Legal Services with Identity Theft Shield.
Sure.
Kind of get what you pay for, though.
Absolutely. Now, some interesting things that you bring up in this book. There are some very simple things for people just be aware of when you're talking about simple mistakes. What are some simple mistakes? Just don't make them.
Yeah, right. In my seminars, I asked the question, how many of you still go to your post box and put your mail in there? Right?
That's me.
Absolutely, yeah. Quite a few of us. And what I say is, what you do is you're bringing that mail out there, usually a bill, right? Because you don't want to run to the post office. You're putting that in. It has your check in it to your credit card company, and you're putting up that thief flag. I call it a thief flag. It's a red flag. It's telling every thief that drives by, there's a bill in here. I'm mailing it out. It has my checking account, my routing number, my name, my address, my credit card number.
Sure.
And on the back of that credit card bill is a change of address. So I'll remove that from your mailbox. I'll take it home. I'll change your address to my P.O. box somewhere else in the country. I'll get a new envelope, lick it, and stamp it.
Unbelievable. Some other real things that you mentioned there too, and I am guilty of this as well. You know, when you leave that bill in the car, flip it at least upside down so they can't see the address. Simple things along those lines, just to be aware, right?
Right. And be aware of your surroundings when you're at ATM machines or at the grocery store. You know, the greatest scam right now is the camera phones, where they're taking pictures of your actual credit card or driver's license.
All right. Well, now, if you guys need any more tips that we have, you can always go to your website. We've got that popped up for you right there on the screen. Again, thank you so much. And we know we're going to want to real quick mention that you've got 2 speaking engagements that are going on. One Thursday from 8 to 10 at Concord Community Room, and then there's another one also on Thursday at Morris Park Country Club at 11:30, right?
Right. I look forward to seeing everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.